Welcome to join 汉字里的中国故事 The Hidden Codes in Chinese Character Series. I'm Yu Guang from Zhejiang Chinese Medical University. What do you think when I mention Chinese characters? Cool Chinese character tattoos like this? Or picture-like writing? Or abstrusing writing? If Chinese characters fill you with confusion, I think it's probably because you haven't found the right way to decode them yet. In this series of videos, I will give you a brief introduction about how Chinese characters were created. In addition, I will use a radical as an index to introduce the formation of commonly used Chinese characters under the same character family to facilitate your understanding and memorizing. Alright, let's begin. Chinese characters, called Hanzi in Chinese language, are the oldest continuously used system of writing in the world. While the shape of Chinese character is not completely unchangeable, the earliest known form for Chinese writing, oracle bone inscriptions, are found carved on bronze vessels and oracle bones from the late Shang dynasty. As you can see, it has a history of more than 3,600 years. And speak of the history, there is an interesting story about the discovery of oracle bone inscription. A day in 1899, a philologist named Wang Yirong got sick, so he asked his servant to get some medicine for him. One of the medicine named Long Gu, while Wang Yirong has never seen before. Curiosity made him decide to look at this kind of medicine in person. And he found some symbol engraved on these bones. That is, oracle bone inscriptions. Take the word Shan as an example. You can see that it changes from the oracle bone inscriptions to bronze inscriptions, then seal characters, clerical script, and regular script as follows. Hearing of this, you may find that the formation of Chinese character is quite different from other languages. It is. Overwhelming majority of the world's known scripts are phonograms, such as English, French, Russian, Spanish, Arabic, Korean, German, Hindi, and so on. While Chinese characters are ideograms. What are phonograms and what are ideograms? Let's use English as an example. Look at the words. If you are not a native speaker of English, you may find, oh, I don't know the meaning of the words, but probably I can spell it out, just like electroencephalography, just like this. But how about Chinese? If a Chinese doesn't know a pronunciation of a character, even if you ask him to look at it for 100 years, he still won't be able to read it. But you might be able to guess what is the meaning of the characters. Let's try. Can you guess the meaning of this character? That's right. It means embarrassed or awkward. Chinese characters are more like a Lego game. They use a component or combination of different components to express the meaning of the whole character. It sounds like a little bit abstract, but in fact, we can frequently see the similar ways of conveying information in our daily life, just like these signals. Cigarettes plus a prohibition symbol, it means no smoking. And a person's picture and some paper scraps, a prohibition symbol, it means no littering. A burger, a drink, and a prohibition symbol, it means no eating or drinking. Well, now let's see how Chinese characters convey meanings. There are 4 main ways of creating Chinese characters: pictographic, indicative, associative, and pictophonetic. Among them, pictographic are the earliest way to create characters. They use lines or strokes to express the shape of the specific feature of an object. For example, the first character means sun. In simple terms, it is a way of drawing reality. We can try it together. Can you guess the meaning of following characters? Yes, moon, people, a tree or wood, eyes, and this? Yes, a kebab. And? Yes, a concave. And last one? Yes, a protruding. The number of pictographic characters doesn't account for a large proportion in the whole character families, but they are the basis of formation. We can use this way to express the meanings, but very limited, such as for some abstract concept, just like sky or roots. Okay, don't worry, we have a second way of making characters. Indicative characters use symbolic signs indicate meaning. For example, we use one line to indicate number 1, 2 lines to indicate number 2, and 3 lines to express number 3. Another type, indicative characters, derive from pictograms to express an abstract concept graphically. For example, a horizontal above the person indicates 天, sky. The sign for the root of a tree is formed by adding a cross line at the bottom of the pictographic character 木. The character for blade, 刃, of the knife is made by adding a dot at the end of the pictographic character, 刀. So, indicative characters are often used to express some simple, abstract concepts, but it is difficult for them to express some complex ideas. Therefore, the number of this kind of character is the lowest in all Chinese characters. The third character is called associative. Associative characters are formed by combining 2 or more independent pictographic characters to create a new character that expresses a new meaning. For example, the character 蛋, it means day break. The upper part is 日, the sun, and lower part is just like a horizon line. So when the sun rises from the horizon, that is daybreak. So we can see it combines the meaning and the form of upper parts and lower parts. So another example is 森林. 森林, it means forest. And you can see that these 2 characters are both composed of 木, which means tree. The forest is made of many trees. This is the motivation of this character. Now that we learned how associative characters are made, Let's do an exercise together. So, can you deduce the correct meaning of these characters from the glyph? Yes, 人 for people, humans. 从 for follow or working after another one. 众 for a crowd of people. And 严, yes, it's very hot. 精, yes, that's brilliant. And 休, yes, that's to rest. The pictographic, indicative, and associative approach have been used to create a wide variety of Chinese characters, but they have their limitation. For example, it is unlikely to distinguish the nuance of the meaning. Let's consider a question. How should we create Chinese character for mother and grandmother, elder sister, and younger sister? These 5 characters all represent the identity of women, but you can hardly express the difference in meaning by drawing or indicative or just adding up the meaning of each component. While with the help of pronunciation, this is no longer a problem. Ma, mother. Gu, aunt. Nai, grandmother. Jie, elder sister. Mei, younger sister. These 5 characters are known as picked phonetic characters, which incorporated by sound elements that indicate how a Chinese character should be pronounced. This character, ma, is composed of 女 radical, which indicate the meaning, and ma indicate pronunciation. Gu is composed of 女 radical, indicate the meaning, and 古 indicate pronunciation. Nai consists of 女 radical, which indicate the meaning, and 奶 indicate pronunciation. 姐妹 were formed by combining 女 female, which indicates the meaning, and the sound component 且 and 位 separately indicate pronunciation. So, to sum up, picked phonetic characters are composed of semantic components and phonetic components. The semantic parts are generally composed of pictographic characters or indicative characters, while the phonetic parts are generally composed of pictographic characters indicating characters or associative characters. After learning the basic principles of picked phonetic characters, now I would like you to think about a question. Which radical will you add to express these 3 meanings? Yes, we use 三点水, the radical of water, to indicate lake. 米字旁, the component for rice, to indicate paste. 虫字旁, the component for insects, to indicate butterfly. Are the answers what do you think? According to statistics, about 55% of the Chinese characters currently in use belong to picked phonetic characters. It can be said that this method of making characters also greatly increased the formation ability of Chinese characters. And we can also say that pictographic, indicative, and associative are the basis of picked phonetic characters. Alright, these are our 4 ways of making Chinese characters. Now we're almost done with today's class. After today's lesson, have you got more knowledge and understanding about Chinese characters? In the following lessons, I will divide Chinese characters into different groups according to their meaning and radicals. So let's explore the hidden codes in Chinese characters together. 汉字里的中国故事 Hidden codes in Chinese characters and characters in Chinese culture. Thank you for listening and see you the next lesson. Bye bye.